If you ever find yourself caught up in a far left, bloody communist revolution or a far right military coup d'etat, and you're not having fun, then you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
Babe, if you're not having fun, love, you're the arsehole.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. I'll tell you what, man.
With no further ado, I'm going to move to Andy and ask him to start the evening off by telling us a story about how he managed to collect a drug debt on Guy Fawkes Night, which of course I failed to mention this is tonight, and we will be burning James to celebrate.
Not burning.
How he collected,
We don't ban gays, we ban Catholics.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do.
That's true. That's true.
Get it right.
Yeah, that's true. So how Andy collected a drug debt in 1967. Andy, over to you.
Well done. Take you back to the Vietnam War. Look, Andy Zapp here, old school comedian, you know what I mean? Bit of a babe. Could you? Of course you could. No, but listen, 1967, Vietnam War, you know, hippiedom is happening. We're selling lots of drugs. There's a German guy called Kurt, and he owed me then £480, and that was a lot of money, because a pound of cannabis only cost £100 in those days. So you got.
What does it cost now?
I haven't got a clue. You would know that though.
I wouldn't.
Well,
Is it relevant to the story though?
No, not
okay.
at all.
All right.
But then, I don't know, it must be about £1,000.
Oh, right, okay, right.
Who smokes puff here? Anybody? Does anybody take drugs?
If I'm offered it, yeah.
He wouldn't pay for it.
No, never. I've never paid for any drugs in my life. I'm just not
So anyway,
It's about 100 pounds an ounce now, probably, and there's 16 ounces in a
Yeah,
pound.
James offers sex for drugs,
Oh,
and he hasn't had any drugs in years.
This goes into what my secret
so yes. So I was 19 then, 19, gorgeous, and there was a little firm. I was the master planner, I was the boss, and like three of us were going to get this money off this guy Kurt. We found it because he'd knocked us for this 400 and odd pounds, and he'd moved into a hotel. And we found out where the hotel was in Ladbroke Grove. And what happened was, like, so on the day, this guy Jacko, Rory and myself, Jacko got himself a replica gun, and he was in the flat and he was going, give us the money or I'll kill you. Give us the fucking money. Oh, sorry. Give us the money. And he was practicing all afternoon, being really threatening. And in the evening, we jumped in my Humber Super Snipe.
What's that?
So you don't know what a Humber Super Snipe is?
No.
Okay, it's a motor.
Well, I guess that.
So you knew what it was then. But it was a Humber Super Snipe, and it had a bench seat in the front, and you had a column change on it. So three of you could sit in the motor. It was lovely. So we've driven down to this hotel about 7 o'clock in the evening, and Rory and Jack, I said, we'll go in and get the money, you just sit there, keep the engine warm, right? So I'm sitting there in the car. They go into the hotel, 2 minutes, nothing, 3 minutes, nothing, 5 minutes, nothing, 7 minutes. This German guy comes running out of the hotel, stark naked, and he's running up the road, shouting, they're trying to kill me, help, police, and just ran off into the distance. So I'm sitting in the car, I'm sitting in the motor, everything's all right, everything's nothing to worry about. They most probably got the money now, they have scared him a lot, but he was stark naked, running up the road. Then about a minute later, I'm sitting in the car and there's this little blue light behind me, and I was just away from the hotel, so I wouldn't park right outside the hotel. And this police car drives past my car, pulls in front of my car, and I kind of slide down in the seat, very kind of like, as I got here. And then, as the police walk into the hotel, Jacko comes out, and he's got all his face is covered in blood, and he's all beaten up and stuff like that, and his stomach staggers out. And then Rory pops out, all bashed up and smashed to bits, and all that, and my guys, and you know, it's a cautionary tale. All I'm saying is, if you're going to go and threaten someone, listen, if you're going to go and threaten someone for drug money or for anything, don't threaten them so much that they get so terrified that they think they're going to die and fight for their lives. That's all I can say. Just a little tale like that. And in the morning, if court was funny, because we went, next morning, they get nicked, we're all in the court, and then this guy, Pascal, is in the court, and he's going to be surety for these guys, right? And he's actually a greyhound doper. He just dopes greyhounds and used to do stuff like that. And the solicitor goes, there's Mr. Pascal here. He'll be standing surety for Mr. Johnson and Mr. Jackson, and yes, he'll be standing surety. So he goes, yes, Your Honour, these two gentlemen, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Johnson, I forget their names now, it's such a long time ago, and he goes, yeah, they're both apprentice French polishers. Right. And what happened was I just couldn't stop laughing, really. I just started laughing in the court, and they didn't get bail. Everybody looked at me, you know, because I was just laughing so much. I thought, this is fucking ridiculous. And they're not apprentice French polishers. Mr. Pascal is a dope, you know, dog doper, you know, and yeah, it was just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Didn't get the money in the end. Don't know what happened to the German. He's most probably in Stuttgart now, about 86, and but that's my little story.
But you were in prison due to organised crime, weren't you, for 4 months?
Disorganised crime.
Organised crime.
Oh, tell us about that.
This was the genius part of it.
You've got form. You've done some bird.
Oh, I've done bird, mate. Oh, God.
Tell us.
What do you want me to tell you about? It's quite nice, actually, prison.
Yeah, but didn't they throw you out because they thought you were taking liberties, being in there and taking all the tea and doing food and stuff?
Got thrown out of prison.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
I know.
Yeah.
The guards got sick of it.
It's easy to do in this country. Just watch the news tonight.
Oh yeah.
Quite
Yes, anybody can get nicked these days. They'll take
So how
anybody.
did you get put in prison?
Well, I got arrested.
You were arrested for what?
Oh, I thought I couldn't possibly.
No, you have to tell us.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're not supposed to ask someone who's been to prison what they're in for.
Yeah,
that's actually
see,
the
no,
code.
babe. See, that is the code.
What
You
you
want
want-
to get to ask.
You won't tell us why you were in prison.
No, you don't know the code.
Plus, Andy was innocent. He was
Yeah.
framed
Well,
anyway.
They're all frank. Everyone in prison is frank.
Can I be really frank with you?
I thought you want to be Andy, you want to be Frank, I don't care.
Yeah, frank. I'll tell you, I'll be frank. I was in there
Hello, Frank.
for 4 duvet covers for shoplifting.
No wonder you don't want to tell anyone.
You.
It's
Oh,
rubbish.
that is so lame.
It's a bit obvious.
So you
I
got.
can't be left
And I'll tell you one thing.
You got
When
1
I went
month.
to no church, when I went to court, I pleaded not quilting. Cockney, old school.
Oh my God. So you're basically.
I am.
You're basically
I
throwing.
I
You're
can't-
throwing a blanket, prohibition over my asking anything.
No, you can ask. You can ask. Yeah.
But you won't get a response.
Yeah, but I don't want a lot of sheet in return.
Hey!
Tell me the truth. Why were you in prison?
I was in prison a few times. Usually drugs. It was usually drug related. Bit of smuggling. A bit of this.
Smuggling.
Yeah, a bit of
What did you smuggle?
Drugs.
Pillows.
Drugs.
drugs. Yeah, quilts. Quite a lot.
So how many times were you in prison?
4, I think you said, wasn't it?
It was there
4 months.
Oh, 4.
No, I did 4 months. I
One,
never did anything.
1 month per quilt.
Gosh.
No, I
It's
did.
much
I
harsher
tell you
than
what,
those
I did a long time for that quilt. For those
What
quilts.
was sewn in it?
No, it's not. It wasn't that.
Okay.
I remember I couldn't get bail. They wouldn't give me bail because I was no fixed abode at the time.
Oh.
So they wouldn't give me bail. I think I was in prison for 7 months for 4 quilts.
7 months for 4 quilts.
Ridiculous.
And no fixed abode.
No fixed abode.
Why did you need 4 quilts then?
To sell them. Quilts.
Why didn't you just trade them for abode?
What, 4 quilts? What kind of flat can
You could get at least 2 bodes.
Not a boat. 3 boats.
3 bodes,
4
yeah.
boats, 4 boats.
And what prison were you in?
What prison wasn't I in? That's what you need to ask. Wandsworth, Brixton, Pentonville, and Scrubs.
Wow, all of them.
Well, not at the same time. No.
So you were a real
Go to
like
Holloway though, because that's
you're a real criminal.
Criminal. Yeah, I'm a criminal.
Which is your favourite prison?
Yeah, which would you recommend?
You got one of those prisons. Go on TripAdvisor. Yeah.
Starring.
It's called Bird Advisor.
I am the Egon Rone of prisons. Yes, that's right.
All right, well, we're going to move on because, there's only so much criminality we can take. I think the next story is James.
Yeah, well, I've not had time to prepare anything like I
know,
usually
James
do.
James is going to talk about...
Well, I could do a story instead from like real life experience.
Come on! Thank you. James is going to tell the story of the hashtag Me Too witch hunt against Marilyn Manson and why it failed. It used to be that the Christian right tried to cancel Manson. And now it's Lib Dem
councillors. Absolutely.
Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so I saw Marilyn Manson the other night,
We know,
which was
yeah.
fantastic, completely sold out, incredible artist. A few years ago, one of his exes she's an actress called Evan Rachel Wood. She hooked up with this far left lesbian nose pierced earring thing, whatever you call it. Green hair with a mohawk. I mean, she just looks grotesque. And from what I can gather, this lesbian that Evan Rachel Wood was with, convinced her, kind of groomed her really, convinced her that Manson had abused her in some way. This was like at the height of the Me Too movement. So then Evan Rachel Wood made this like public announcement that Manson had sexually abused her in some way.
That's what happened with Rose McGowan, my former client. A lesbian groomed her to make all the allegations.
Who's that?
Rose McGowan, who made the allegations against Weinstein. So
she used to be
my client for a bit.
Really? Well, she was married. Okay, this is interesting because she was married to Marilyn Manson.
Right.
And she's one of the people that stood up for him, even though she started the Me Too.
But you're digressing
No,
from your
I'm
story.
not. Okay, well, I'll get back to that then.
Sorry.
So, this lesbian convinces Evan and Rachel Wood to say that Manson sexually
Every once in a while, you
abused
have to remind him where and who he is and what he's doing.
Well, this is likewise, honestly. But yeah, so it went to court. For years it went to court. This lesbian bint falsified.
Bint?
Yeah. Well, look at her. Bint's too good, really.
Is that the blonde one?
No, the one with the mohawk.
No, the little blonde one was the one who went out with Manson.
Yes, yeah.
That's right.
I'll show you what this girl looks like afterwards. Anyway, so the lesbian falsified an FBI document, which was found out in court.
What, she faked it?
Yeah, faked it. She
Orgasm.
like her orgasm, she
I
faked
haven't
it.
had to fake an orgasm.
Excuse me, audience is over there.
Yeah,
And
but
you're
I'm
telling
talking.
a story.
Yeah, but it's unnatural if I'm looking at the
I've done it
camera.
before, recently.
Lois, give Roger some media training. It's unnatural if I look at the camera as opposed to looking at people here, isn't it?
No, but you're not looking at people. You're holding a private conversation with Lois where you're supposed to be
Yes,
talking
because
to our
Lois
audience.
is on the panel.
I'm getting messages. I'm
Yeah,
getting
but you can-
messages. Will you tell that faggot to pay attention to us? Go on, over there.
Any earpiece.
There's no earpiece.
Whoever's giving you the messages, they're not real. Sorry.
Stop listening to them, please.
You see what I mean about this show?
I love it, actually.
He
Of course.
communicates through his hair.
That's very,
Everybody.
very clever.
Everybody. Yeah, watch Bugonia. They communicate through their hair. Will
Right.
you finish the story?
I'm trying, if I can be allowed to. So, it was found out that the lesbian falsified this FBI document, which she then sent to other of Manson's exes.
Right.
And so one of his exes said that this lesbian was trying to groom her to convince her that Manson had abused her as well. So basically, that's the gist of it. Manson was vindicated in court, found not guilty. He's made a massive comeback. But still, it was like there was this... I showed her to you, Andy, this ghastly Lib Dem councillor creature.
Oh my God, not a Lib Dem.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, so she was a minger, yeah. And it's like you wouldn't want...
Have you ever met a good-looking Lib Dem?
Well, it's also like she had nothing to fear from Manson. You wouldn't sexually abuse that, would you, Andy, after seeing it? No.
I'd rather sexually abuse myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you do that regularly anyway.
There's no complaints.
I mean, he's so fucking horny that he keeps going into Turkish barbers because he wants to know what it feels like to be groomed by an Asian gang.
He's a little bit too old for that. My daughter's 15 and she's too old for that.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Finish the story.
So that's
wrap it up because we're all getting bored.
So that's
where
I actually think it's quite interesting.
it is interesting. It's
to your mother.
It's not a story. I wanted to bring it up to talk about the whole Me Too.
Well, I can talk about that if you'd like.
Thank you.
If Roger agrees.
I'm happy for you. Let him finish, and then we'll go to you.
No, I am finished. But it was also interesting.
What did you want to say about the whole Me Too, Harvey?
Well, you've been promising me a casting couch for months now, and I don't have one. No, you really have. I've got the notes, Lois.
Well, because I represented Rose, I was doing a lot of media.
All right, over to Lois now. Tell us.
So because I represented
hold on.
Rose, the BBC booked me thinking that I was going to be like some right on. I mean, anyone who's ever seen anything I've ever done knows that feminism is nice for other people, but hasn't done me any favours whatsoever. Men have, women haven't, right? So anyway, I wasn't exactly what they were expecting when they interviewed me, and they had me on, and it was when there was a class action, and there was lots of women who'd been unsuccessful in their acting careers, funny that, who all decided to have a go at Harvey Weinstein. And I just went on, they said, oh, so you represented Rose McGowan, and I had this like thick as peg shit, middle-aged failure actress that was on, that'd been part of the class action. And I said, yeah, and they said, oh, so don't you think this is a wonderful day? He's been found guilty, blah, blah, blah. They've all been awarded this money. I said, Harvey Weinstein did not invent the casting couch. Yeah, he really, really didn't. And as far as I'm aware, he did not have an operational penis, right? That was what I've been told. So these rapes were quite impressive, right? Because if you haven't got an operational penis and apparently you're raping hundreds of girls, I mean, he deserves some sort of medal, surely. But anyway, so I said, it's funny how the girls that are all like, oh, I'm so upset, they're the ones we've never heard of, and all of the ones that apparently they've kept strung, have all got glittering careers. So Rose said he tongue raped her. I mean, what? If you don't want, you can just close your legs. Like, what the hell? I mean, what a load of crap that is,
Close your legs. If my head's between your legs, you can't.
Yeah, but you do. Look, he's not holding you. Look, okay, those girls were there. No, not right now. Later, right? But what?
I'll get us more views though.
Yeah, I will. Maybe James and I can.
You don't get a lot of views.
James doesn't fancy me in any way, so.
I have personal experience of this. You don't get a lot of views. I can remember when I was at university. I can remember. I knew that my girlfriend was putting on weight when I couldn't hear the stereo anymore.
Oh, I get that. I just got that. But anyway, so my point was more generally, this American girl just totally lost her shit because she had not had anyone ever contradict her or say anything. And she went, you are the most evil woman that's ever lived. You're a disgrace to your gender and all this. Yeah, and I just thought it was hilarious.
Was that on a television show?
It was on BBC Live, BBC Worldwide. they were not expecting Rose McGowan's former PR to come out with that stuff. But I actually quite like Rose. I mean, it was political what happened, what she was doing.
As I say...
Because she's a big Trump supporter.
Oh, is she?
And Weinstein's a Democrat. The whole thing was political. But that's interesting because she stood up.
So she stood up for Manson.
Yes, and that doesn't surprise me. She's a good guy. I actually like her.
As did Dita Von Teese, saying that, these...
Yeah, which is good of her because he ditched Von Teese for this little blonde girl,
he
didn't
he?
He
did.
So for her to stand up for him was actually quite good, yeah.
But just before I move on, I've got a male Me Too story, one of our friends, Alec's story.
Yeah.
So what happened with him? You know Christopher Pincher?
Oh yeah.
So Alex used to be a Tory candidate, and when he was, Pincher invited him to his apartment, poured him a glass of whiskey, massaged his shoulders, and whispered in his ear, "You'll go far in the Tory party." And then Christopher Pincher went in his bedroom and emerged just in a dressing gown and boxer shorts.
That's right. That's why he's in the Lib Dems now.
Yeah. So it goes, I mean, everyone understands obviously Alex didn't go through with the deed, but I think everyone knows what the deal is and what the contract is, and many people are happy to go along with it.
Wow.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
You were the one that was talking about Rose McGowan. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
teasing,
I didn't even realise. Oh dear.
Well, Lois is going to come back and tell us one day about her comprehensive experience in this area.
Comprehensive.
My comprehensive experience. What?
But for the moment, we're going to move on to. I think we are going to now call upon Anna Little, who has been sitting here patiently waiting for her turn, of whom we have these great expectations. Most of us here have not seen her perform, so we are ready for her shtick and hope she lives up to her Medusa reindeer-like reputation.
Right, good. Wow, this is lovely. Thank you for the invite. I mean...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And she is going to speak about the jewelry heist at the Louvre in Paris.
Yes. Well, given that Andy Zapp is with us today, I thought maybe, I could have a bit of sort of help with this, I just, look, all right, where do we start? So I just think it's quite interesting how we are in the heist, I think, of the age of information. So obviously it was a shambles with what happened, quite an embarrassment, one would say. But this, I think, goes to...
I didn't follow it.
So these middle-aged, not middle-aged, like 30s, I think 4 of them.
We're middle-aged.
Well, you're middle-aged. So youngers, they went and they did a heist in France at about 9:30 in the morning, which I think is ludicrous time, by the way. Everyone is thinking 7:30 if you're GMT, yes. So, but they did get caught and it all kind of collapsed. So one of them is still on the run, I believe.
The jewels are still missing, aren't they?
The jewels are still missing. They dropped the crown. So, but basically it was just a shambles. So it was all, so my point, like the way I'm seeing it, is I'm thinking, who do we blame here? Like where is the problem really stemming from? And I think it's all just coming down to Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm going to blame Netflix here. Not the parents. Because I think, have you seen, like, if you look at how many Netflix things are, like Lupin, have you seen Lupin?
Yeah.
I loved it. And when I was watching, there was a little part of me that was like, I need to take notes. Do you know what I mean?
There's also that bank heist one.
The bank and money heist.
Money heist.
Diamonds. I'm a big Netflix fan. So there were so many things coming out, and I think it really kind of makes a fantasy and glamorizes crime. So, and I think that's what's happening in a world where, what we're watching is we don't know different, and we think this is really going to happen. We can do it. So what I'm saying is, before you think of doing a heist, stick to like the TikTok guys, and maybe start at Greg's. Do you know what I mean? Start at Greg's, duvet cover, work your way through, Don't go for the big money.
The two guys that they've... Is it 2 guys that they've got and they look very Model-esque?
Yes, they are. Yeah. Yes, Instagram me. Yes, I mean you mentioned earlier.
Yes. Instagram. Yeah.
So,
I'd leave marshmallows out for them.
Yes. Jules, you say. Hang on a minute.
If you want to do a heist, turn off your Netflix, and after a week, if you still want to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Because then you really want to do it. You're not just being influenced by Netflix.
Well, I mean, you can imagine just like people in prison now to go, oh, for fuck,
So is one still?
What's that about? You
So
know,
is
the
still one on
embarrassment.
the toe,
There was-
having it on his toes.
Apparently so, apparemment. Apparently so. But I was just kind of intrigued in that because I love Netflix. And I just thought, you know.
But there was, do you remember, it
Like
might have
the-
been like 5 or 6 years ago, there was this incredibly photogenic male convict.
Oh, the one that went out with Philip Green's daughter. The
I'd
hot
imagine yes,
villain.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, they actually gave him a model contract.
Yeah, she
So-
was obsessed with him, the poor little dumpy thing, wasn't she? Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. I remember photos
Did
of.
she have a baby
of
with him
on
or
the
something?
yacht. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think they should?
And your point is?
But my point is, they probably saw him and thought, if he could get a model contract by going into prison, then that's, you know, a way to avoid the gatekeepers at modelling agencies. That's what they're doing with this.
Sure, yeah, I suppose motive for everyone individually. I think, like, generally, and now that this has come up, I mean, to the point, I don't know if there's a solution to this. Maybe we need to sort of maybe just put subtitles under every kind of crime scene. Do not try this outside your house, or don't try it in your local museum and bank, because obviously people are taking it seriously.
Well, if they're doing trigger warnings on Bridehead Revisited,
Yeah.
so they should definitely do them on Netflix, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Anna. That's Anna's debut maiden performance, and I think that went very well indeed. And now we have
goodness
Brooke,
for the
who's talking about. What do you think Brooke is talking about? What's in the news?
What's in the news, Brooke?
Mayor Mamdani.
I'm actually going to pull it back a little further and just talk about commies in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, commies to the left of us, fascists to the right. We're stuck in the middle here, you know. And it sort of starts with the news cycle started in Germany this week. The Reform Party in Germany is AfD, and I know that like right wing in Germany tend to go pretty bad.
AFD's not reform. AFD's
Nazis
much more
were-
far
Nazis were
right.
left.
Are they?
Oh,
Are they?
yeah.
Well, I can tell you this: that I think just as much as you worry about a Hitler or a Mussolini, you worry about a Stalin or a Mao.
Yeah, that's absolutely
And,
right.
Hitler was left wing.
and right now, from what I can see, you know, no surprise, Germany's got a lot of commies, you know, whose grandparents probably built the Berlin Wall.
Sure.
Right? The left in Germany, from what I can tell, just a dumb American, wants unfettered immigration, men and women's toilets and sports, a green agenda that would take us back to the dark ages. Green is the new red, right? The right does not want, you know, goose-stepping uniforms, Dick Broom mustaches, you know. They want to check who's coming into the country. Get some factories built up.
Christ, that's
move
unreasonable.
a little word. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the point.
what?
Is the right is now the center. You know, the right is the center. Maybe move a little more West Germany, a little less East Germany. You know.
Is it based on East and West Germany, the proportion of communists and right? I'm just interested.
Well, I don't
on the old
know.
dividing wall,
But-
I just wonder.
But I'll just say this, you know, like I have a German last name. My grandparents fought the Nazis. You
Yeah.
know, but I hear about it. You know, my mom's side, we go back to the Mayflower. I'm American through and through. But I pay attention to this stuff a little bit. And Germany gets it wrong all the time. But what I'll say is, what I can tell is the right wants the two things commies always lack, which is prosperity and common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened in Germany is the secretary for AfD's car was firebombed.
Yeah.
Firebombed by Antifa, by some commies. And that's how the commies kind of work, which is basically vote for us or I'll kill you.
Yes.
Because that's just democracy.
Be kind or else.
Yeah, in Germany.
Weren't 8 of them? Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank
Bless
you. Weren't 8 of them poisoned recently?
Yeah, AfD candidates.
Apparently, it was something they ate. Yeah.
Yeah, every time the AfD candidate gets ahead, they turn
they're
up
all
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like we're seeing a pattern here. The commies want no kings except for themselves. You know? Vote for us or you're dead. And that's the commies in Germany. Then we got some commies here in the UK.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got some commies coming out of the UK. They want an exit tax now. We've got an exit tax. I don't know if you know what that is. I'll just kind of describe it to you. It's basically if you've had enough of the claws sinking into you because the government's collapsing.
But like Santa Claus.
And they want, they want more of your stuff, right? And you want to pick up and maybe move to the Canary Islands or Florida. They want to tax your wealth on the way out.
So not death, but actually leaving the country.
Yeah, just like let's say you're just not into what they're doing here.
I don't think it's living in the country. It's giving up your citizenship, isn't it?
No, it's just moving. It's just moving your money outside the country.
No way.
No way. There's no law like that.
Yeah, no, but that's what they're going for here. Okay, so imagine you got a pizza business, right? You started a pizza business here, and you brought New York style or Chicago deep dish or something, and people really liked it, right? So you started a chain of pizza businesses, and you employ people, and you paid your income tax, and you paid your corporate tax, and you gave people, most importantly, great pizza. Now what they're saying is, when you finally want to retire and get out of here because you think it's getting a little too commie, they want they call it a settling up charge. Yeah?
How dare!
Yeah, because you, pizza owner, business owner, have benefited from society.
Who is this?
You've benefited. This is the commies here.
Which commies?
The
all of them.
The lefties.
Yeah, every commie, all of them.
Yeah.
Commies everywhere.
The Lib Dems, Labor, the Reese, what's her name?
Red's under the best.
Is the Checker Chancellor of the...
Rachel Reeves.
Rachel Reeves. Rachel Reeves wants an exit tax. She may introduce it for this fall's budget. All right, so that means basically, this is the state of economic illiteracy in the UK.
Yeah.
Because, there's no capitalism without capital. So you do need capital to be invested in here.
They're trying to keep them here, but they're not realising that that's just not going to work.
It's going to scare them away. Everybody's going to say, okay, everybody, you can starve together like North Korea if you want to treat capital like it's not done enough. Imagine, people saying you benefited from society when you were the one that created the jobs, you were the one that gave the great pizza, and what's their great contribution for the exit tax? Just the idea of an exit tax.
Yeah.
You benefited from our society. I think I know who I think's benefiting.
Yeah.
It's the people with the capital and the pizza.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Tories, and that's the whole point, is the Tories are no better. They locked us down. That cost 20% of British GDP every lockdown. 3 lockdowns, you could have paid for the NHS for 10 more years, which means the NHS will go bankrupt 10 years sooner because the Tories locked us down. So this is the state of economic illiteracy in Britain.
So
everybody's a commie.
Whose fault is it then?
Well, it takes us to New York City.
Yeah.
All right? Commie Mamdani. Yeah, let's go to New York City where there's commie Mamdani. All right? And he ran on free buses, rent control, and city-run supermarkets.
Yeah.
All right? So, first of all, free buses.
Yeah.
Nothing's free. Nothing's free. The driver has to be paid. The petrol has to be put in, or the electricity needs to charge it. So what really Mamdani ran on is taking from somebody to provide free buses.
It's all redistribution of wealth.
And what's free buses do? It increases, it basically increases antisocial behavior. Antisocial behavior, wherever there's free public transport, antisocial behavior goes up 40%. And that's just a stat I made up.
Yeah.
But it sounds right.
Much worse.
Yeah.
Because we were going to put our freedom passes, we're going to give them
Our motto is
Never fact
deadliners 100% full fat Romans, never fact check.
That's right.
And guys that want to do drugs, basically it's deal drugs, right? We're supplementing their black market because now they don't have to pay to transform across town, right? So imagine here in London, hey, I like cheaper drugs. I'm not against cheaper drugs.
Do they normally use the bus?
Well, they might now if it doesn't cost anything and if they can pass on the savings to the customer.
15 minutes.
But just imagine, though, if we had a public program here in London where for every drug dealer we gave them a free Oyster card. Because that's basically what's happening in New York City,
Right.
All of my dates have got free Oyster cards. It's because they're so old.
Yeah, exactly. You like them all.
Close to death.
Yeah, not
What
that
happens
close.
to all the
15
illegal
years away.
asylum seekers who are Deliveroo drivers and Uber drivers? They'll all lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be squatting downtown because it'll get a lot easier to get down to New York City and back and bag anywhere you like. It's basically going to turn, I think, crime up a bit. And I wish Mamdani the best, but his second thing, rent control. I mean, price controls create shortages. Rent control? Is that what we're back at? Are we going backwards to the dark ages where no one will be incentivized to build additional rental properties because they won't be able to charge the rent that's profitable? So it will create a shortage of housing and rent control.
Don't you control rents? And France have a rental control scheme.
Yeah, but they've got.
How's that working out in France?
Very good.
I doubt it.
Well,
they're bankrupt. Their government's failing.
Well, we're bankrupt.
Exactly.
Fucking bankrupt. All the
France
countries
has-
in the world are
France has a
bankrupt.
completely
Money doesn't
different attitude.
exist.
Most people
What are you
don't own their
talking
own
about?
homes. It's a completely different kettle of fish in France. That most people rent. Most people,
Right.
especially in
What it actually does, it allows people to move around the country and work because it's such a big country. You know, because of the cheap rentals, you know, working people can move around. You know, do work in the fields and stuff like that. You know that.
So you want a communist utopia then?
Why is that a communist? What people working?
No, but if you have like a massive control over private property that's rented out and people are able to move and work more freely.
But my kids can't. You know, if they go and rent now, they're paying nearly.
No, I completely agree with you, but I don't think controlling the rental market in that way is.
Well, how would you
necessarily
control it then?
Well, I mean, hope that people were taxed much less and had more money in their pocket and make their own decisions.
Yeah, and Andy,
Well, the working people on basic,
Andy, the central bank printing money is what drives up property prices. That doesn't help anybody. That robs the little old lady's savings, the black cab driver's savings. That's the challenge, and that's all coming to an end and crashing down now anyway. So we'll see if the real estate prices stay that high. They can't stay high. If everybody dies and everybody's renting, they will drop. But on to the third thing, which is city-run supermarkets. Now that's the most hilarious thing of all of them, which is, imagine you just put on your commie hat and you become an expert at everything. You're an expert architect, you're an expert at logistics. You can even get the food on time to the supermarkets better than Waitrose or better than Tesco or anything. I mean, Mamdani, I can just see him in his office right now screaming down the phone like, mayoral office, give me some more apples, make them big. That's called in New York,
Yes.
Anyway, I just want to back up and leave this with a story. I just want to tell a story. Just kind of bring it all back. Because when I was in Chicago, I had an improv teacher named Susan Messing.
Oh.
And I call Susan Messing the queen of improv. She's a bit of a commie, but a real lovable commie, And
Like Andy.
yeah, like Andy. And she used to say, Brooke, if you're not having fun, you're the asshole. And I thought this is pretty good advice, when you're performing or in general. And one day at home, my children were fighting. My son was getting into my daughter's kitchen a little bit, winding his older sister up. Now, normally she picks on him, so it was all right, but she got upset. And I said, Imogen, Civ is not in charge of your good time. If you're not having fun, my teacher taught me in improv, you're the a-hole, And I think that's pretty good advice. But then I thought, after I told my daughter this advice, I thought, well, there's limits to this advice. It's not like the golden rule, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. It's kind of like a little
if you're like a
bit.
victim of a gang rape, and it wouldn't work, would it?
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
She's not having fun. She's the arsehole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly put. So the example that popped in my head. Exactly.
You don't want to teach a little girl that, do you?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So the examples that popped in my head very similarly, to call it all back to where we started, which is if you ever find yourself caught up in a far left, bloody communist revolution, or a far right military coup d'etat, and you're not having fun, then you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
Babe, if you're not having fun, love, you're the arsehole.
There we go.